always be about love. Walking away because of love. Moving towards because of love. It's always about love. It is 9:45 p.m. September 22nd, 2025. Monday, the day of the moon. I had like the weirdest fucking experience. I cried yesterday, and so I really caught myself. Like, I held myself and I let myself know that it's okay, and if this is something that I need to experience, then I will let you, because I felt it in my body, but I didn't identify it with my mind. And I feel like that's just such an important process when it comes to being able to release your emotions, to not attach to that experience and then therefore project that or identify that in something that reminds you of something of the past. And so I experienced something yesterday that really just hit a chord, but it wasn't in my heart space anymore. It was more in my upper chakras. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can release this now. I am ready. And so I did what I needed to do, and I processed it, and I'm still processing it bit by bit, right? And so I just found myself back home, and I went to bed at 10 p.m., but I woke up at 3, ungodly, seriously. But it's like, I woke up at 3, I did a tarot reading, and then I went to work out, and I felt instantly better. And it's crazy what doing movement and doing your spiritual practices will do. Hello, once again, it's Kai with a video log, so disclaimer, this is all just me experiencing and expressing my life, so please use your discernment when you're consuming my content. And so I processed it. I processed the emotion. I didn't repress it. I didn't try to stomach it. You know, if it disgusted me, if it annoyed me, if I felt embarrassed, then so be it. That's just how I felt during that moment. But it doesn't define the fact that I deserve to be treated a certain way moving forward. That's where discernment comes in. This is the decision aspect, where I too am a part of this. It's not just this other person or the environment or the situation, circumstances. It's me playing a part. And that's how I feel with school. So it's like interesting, because lately I've been studying so much that like acing quizzes are like just like the back of my fucking hand. And when I don't ace them, I know because I didn't study enough. And I say this because of the fact that like I'm not being intentional with the things that I'm consuming. And I don't feel that I would have been ready for school if I had gone earlier. So it's crazy because I'm 25 and I'm surrounded by all these people who are younger than me, right? But like, it was funny because when someone was talking to me about this, and they're like saying like, but Kai, you have such a youthful energy, so it doesn't really matter. And I was like, well, yeah, but it matters to me, because it's like I'm in a different stage of my life. And I'm not saying that someone younger or older than me wouldn't be in this stage of my life, but the people that I've interacted with, at least, right? And so it's interesting because being someone who was 21 and like knowing for a fact that I would not have thought this way about myself because of the physiological aspects of my brain developing, of my body living for this much longer. Because I broke my leg when I turned 22? No, 21. Yeah, when I turned 21. And so I wouldn't have experienced that. Like, I spent the whole year rehabilitating myself, and then I went back to work, and then my friend passed away, and then I stopped working because I was avoiding processing the emotions because I didn't know how to even start, which is just starting, right? And accepting what I felt. And then coming to this point, you know, traveling, doing tarot, like being someone who does tarot for people has been such a big part of my journey. And it's like, even this morning when I woke up at 3, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I need to do a reading. And it's crazy because like the readings that I don't think are going to resonate with people resonate the most. And when things get to like maybe 3,000 views or something, I still can't computate that truly. And so it's just an interesting experience, you know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy because I don't view myself as someone who's like greater than, less than. But there are times where my mind creates stories where I'm used to thinking that I was less than other people, that I deserved to be treated like I didn't exist and I didn't matter. And then I was kind of looking into my natal chart, and I realized that one of the biggest karmic parts of my chart is my Pluto and Chiron in Sagittarius in my 4th house. The 4th house is the house about home, your culture, your roots, your family. And that is literally what I came back to. And I was like, oh my God, I need to free myself. I need to literally fucking free myself. And yes, there was a part of my journey where I was freeing myself from that familial aspect of my mind, my physical body, my emotions even. And then now it's with other people. And I don't mean this in a sense of like being detached necessarily, because there is the law of detachment as well, which I think is also very important and significant to healing my anxious attachment, is practicing it and letting things be, letting people's words be the words that they share with me, but also letting people's behaviors represent the things that they've said, the things that they shared. And if this is how they wish to interact with me, then so be it. I cannot control anyone outside of me. That is also something that I feel like is so integral to my growth, is releasing that construct of control, because I felt controlled growing up. I felt controlled. It's not that I actually was being controlled, to a degree, because when you're growing up as a child, you know, your parents are supposed to help you meet your survival needs. But I also think fundamentally support you and cultivate a safe environment for you to grow in a emotionally, mentally, physically, and therefore spiritually safe environment. Safety. Not necessarily the most familiar or comfortable, but safety. And I say that because I didn't feel safe emotionally. I didn't feel safe mentally. I didn't feel safe physically. And so things have changed. In other words, things have really changed. And I just wanted to share that because today I decided to kind of rest myself a little bit because I woke up and I went to work out, but I knew I was going to be tired, and I was like, God, if I could just fall asleep. The moment I felt sleepy, I just laid down and I just knocked out for an hour. Woke up right before I had to leave for school, before like I gave myself enough time. Like my body just naturally woke up, which is amazing what your body can do once you start to train it and like listen to its cues. And it's like I literally woke up, went to school, experienced, like, I didn't really eat that much either, but I did throw up today, so that's not something I'm very proud of. I just didn't listen. Seriously, I just didn't listen to my body. And that's the thing. I need to actually take accountability for the fact that I am choosing to not listen. And then that's what ensues this kind of like effect. And so I ate today and I spent time with my brother, but I was irritable because I threw up and I was really tired, and we reconciled beautifully. And it was funny because he was thinking the same exact thing as me, and like we're on the same wavelength, me and my bro. But like I took a nap and I had this kind of like, I like to call it a vision. You can call it a dream, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, but I'm gonna call it a vision because I wasn't actually sleeping. I just closed my eyes and I could still hear everything. So I felt kind of lucid, and I just saw this like green dragon open its eyes to me, and I made eye contact with them, and it was leaning its head towards me, and the me in that was placing their forehead against the dragon, and I feel like I just rested in that moment. So yesterday I cried because I felt kind of embarrassed about kind of getting ahead of myself when it comes to connections, especially with someone that I'm attracted to and drawn to. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest karmic lessons that I've had to learn, is the willingness to actually accept rejection. Not just acknowledge it or be okay with it, but like literally just actually accept it. And it is kind of like one of those shadow aspects of being a Leo rising and Leo North Node, where it's like I do admit and acknowledge that there's attention that gets drawn towards me, but it's not always the attention that I want. It might be actually what I need sometimes, because sometimes I really feel like I don't exist. And it's crazy because, like, gosh, the amount of people that have told me that, like, when I enter a room, it's just like the energy, the aura. And I don't know, I don't know how I feel about, or more so, I don't really like to think about it like that, just because I do feel like that could really feed my ego in a negative way and just, you know, blow my head up. But I was really just so grateful for that image in my mind. And I felt relaxed. And I was focused, and I was writing my essay a little bit and like reading my articles and stuff, and I was like, damn, I'm so fucking cleared. I'm so fucking cleansed. I'm so right where I need to be right now. And I am willing to focus on these things that matter to me. And right now it just happens to be school, because maybe a year ago it was having fun and trying new things, like going to a rave for the first time and, like, you know, just really having so much fucking fun. Went to Puerto Rico for the first time, like, yeah, just so much fun. And so I recognize that things have changed so much. Me as a person, the way that I interact and respond to things as well. And I was listening to this video of Bashar in a seminar, and he was saying that, like, you really know that you've changed when the outside external environment, the stimuli, is the same, but you respond differently. And that's how I felt. Because I could have easily gone into this very repetitive, familiar pattern of feeling like absolute shit, feeling like I don't matter, I don't exist, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve what I desire. I could have totally gone down that road. But I let myself kind of cry it out and went on a little joyride, and I was like, hey, like, you're doing so good right now. Like, you're doing so good, and I know that you need to experience this, so I'm gonna let you, because you deserve that. You deserve to experience your emotions fully to the fullest of its degrees, so that you can let it go and make space for what's meant for you. And I just, like, it instantly clicked. I feel like I felt the emotion in my body, but I wasn't plugging into it so much with my mind. And I feel like that is so integral. That is so integral to growth. That is so integral to a healthy relationship with spirit, with source, and also a healthy relationship with yourself. Because your ego is really just trying its best. But in reality, you're the one who calls the shots. So I just find it to be so interesting, because the spiritual experience, thank you, but the spiritual experience of life connected to the mental landscape that we can, like, explore and delve into, and the things that we can release by just literally admitting the fact that you experience something so fucking human. And it's like, I don't know, I just find it to be so fucking interesting. And so I'm in a class right now where it's like trying to prepare me. It's a class that's really trying, because I don't know, I don't really feel like my way of approaching this profession, this career path, is going to be traditional, especially because I read tarot for people, and that's like literally me just interpreting fucking cards, bro. Like, what? And it's so funny because I always think about this, like, I'm just like, damn, that's such a dichotomy. But, or more so a paradox is kind of how I like to see it. So I am really tapping into and unlocking this version of myself where I feel like it's natural and yet it is unfamiliar. I don't feel that uncomfortable, but I do feel like I am really making an effort to focus, because, you know, my mind just, like, goes straight to that thought, and I'm just like, calm down, like I'm here, I hear you, but no. And that's boundaries. That's some fucking boundaries with myself. So yeah, I am feeling a lot better today, because that sleep schedule, man, like I am gonna go to bed after doing a tarot reading. And yeah, so thank you for listening and hearing me fucking talk about my life. Like, what? Thank you for being you, thank you for being alive, and I'm sending you guys so much love, so much support on your own spiritual journey. Bye, collective.